Hello there. My name is Brennan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. And welcome to another Skeleton Crew review. On page turners, they were not my stars. This is the fourth episode of Skeleton Crew called Can't Say I Remember No At-Attin, which of course is a line that SN33 says multiple times. Interestingly enough, this was directed by the Daniels, as in the directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm not really sure how I feel about this episode. I thought it was an interesting story, or interesting in terms of being unexpected. It was very unexpected. And the thing is, because the first three episodes we had seen clips of in all the trailers. But now we're getting into stuff that we have not seen and had no idea was coming. So I'm not really sure how I feel overall, but let me talk about a few things that stood out to me. It's very interesting that this sort of went into a Lord of the Flies direction. And it's interesting to me that SN33 says that his memory circuits are going crazy. He's been here before. And we learn at the end of the episode, he's been there and he's the one that removed the coordinates to At-Attin from the uh, sanctum, as they call it. So, and we learn that his former captain, whoever that captain is, um, killed everybody who saw those coordinates. Now, it's interesting. So, this planet at Akron is very similar to At-Attin in terms of the urban planning. Also interesting that this planet has a automated system that guides ships into land, which is interesting because on At-Attin, starships are not allowed. So I wonder what that means. So SN-33's former captain killing everybody who saw the coordinates is like in the novel Treasure Island. Captain Flint killed everybody who knew where the treasure was. So that's a fun little reference. Um, it's interesting that I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said this episode reminded him of the French Revolution. Mostly because these these tribes that are fighting all over and speak with French accents, which I thought was interesting. Um, so this planet is devolved into chaos after I don't know whatever happened to that planet, but it's gone completely, you know, lost the civilization. They've lost their civilization and they devolved into tribes that are fighting each other all the time. Now, Jod is so interesting because he wants to know from SN33 what he remembers about this world or about any world. Because it would seem to us that Jod is interested in the treasure of that. But ultimately, he ends up helping the kids avoid a battle with another tribe by returning their stolen earpiece. Jod is such a fascinating character because we don't really know if he's good or bad or what. But he is very human in that he does good things, he does questionable things, and he seems to be driven by some degree of greed. But even then, he's willing to help the kids. Now, what is his motivation? Is he doing this because he really cares about the kids? Or is he doing it just to gain their trust, only to be selfish? I don't know. We will have to see. So, I don't have a lot to say about this episode, other than Neil gets a lot of great moments, and I like that. Neil's kindness pays off. And Hannah, the girl that they meet, becomes friends with Neil. And that's really sweet to see Neil being kind and compassionate, kind and compassionate on a world that really needs it. I also like the urban planning on it, and being identical to the urban planning on At-Attin. Almost like these are worlds that were planned out the same way that those housing developments were built in the 1950s. I think that's very clever. Now, is At-Attin one of the jewels of the Old Republic? Jewels of the Old Republic, as Kim called it? Or is only At-Attin one of those jewels? But the kids surmise that At-Attin could be one of those seven worlds that Kim was talking about. So this was an interesting episode because it was very unexpected. And I enjoy that it was unexpected. but I just haven't decided if I like it or don't like it. Time will tell. Those are my brief thoughts on episode 4 of At-Attin. My name is Brennan Marr. That noise you're hearing is a ventilator. Thank you for tuning in to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. May the Force be with you.